Hey guys, and how's it going? Last video that you guys saw, we were doing some work on a couple tillers I picked up. The Cyclone, Briggs & Stratton, and this one over here is a Simplicity with a Briggs & Stratton engine on it. And then we ended up doing some stuff with the hydraulic press. A buddy of mine stopped over. We ended up pulling the valve out of it and the fluid blew everywhere. If you didn't see that, go back and watch it. It's almost at the very end of it's at the end of the video, close to the very end, but not quite the very end. Just immature horseplay. Last video, picked up a couple tillers like I was talking about in it. That one over there had no spark, did not run. This one over here ran. It needed the carburetor cleaned and a few other things done to it. We ended up cleaning the carburetor on it. Haven't pulled the front cover off. It probably wouldn't be a bad idea to make sure there's no rodents living in it. Also need to check the governor to make sure the governor is working on it. And don't really know. Oh, we need to change. We checked the oil in them. We need to change both oil in both tillers. So this one so far is the best running right now. This one over here, we ended up pulling the top cover off of it. We checked it for spark. We cleaned up the contacts on the flywheel. We made sure that they were clean before we put it back together. Still no spark. Ended up cleaning up the stuff on the spark plug. No spark. Pulled the flywheel. Oh, we pulled the little starter cup off there. We lost some balls around the shop. I ended up finding 4 of them. I ended up finding the other 2 that I lost. Funny story behind them is I was at Walmart. Actually, I was at Sam's Club out in Summit County. And what happened was I had these things in my boots. I thought they were rocks. And I took my boots off and I flipped them over to get the rocks out, and the balls go rolling. So I had to chase them down. I ended up finding one. The other one I had to close the aisle down so I could find it. That was a little bit of a pain. I ended up finding it, which is good. So we're going to pull that starter clutch off there today. We're going to put the balls back in it. I also want to pull this top cover off and make sure I have the governor hooked up right, because for some reason it doesn't run right, and then we ended up oiling the starter clutch too. Need to find a way to kill them both, because if you guys don't remember, I couldn't kill either one of these tillers. I had to choke them to death. And then also we need to find an air filter for them. I think a piece of foam would be okay. Just put a piece of foam inside of the filter housing, because both those filters are no good. They're the original filters, I'm guessing. Both seem to have the original spark plugs on them. The way to tell is if they have the same paint on them as the motor. That one on there had some white paint on it, so I know that one's original. This one I didn't. I found a couple of white spots on it, so. And then we ended up with this one. We cleaned the carburetor and the ultrasonic cleaner. I think I may have set something up here. No, I didn't. Oh, here's the filter for it. As you can see, they have the original Briggs & Stratton. There's the Briggs logo on it. Newer ones are green. The older ones are yellow. Another way to tell is look underneath, poke around in there and see how bad it is. So, and it has a smell, pretty bad smell to it. So with this, what we're going to do is we're going to pull the front cover off of it, and we're going to take a look at the governor. We're going to make sure there's no mouse nests in it or anything like that. We should have done that in the last video, but we didn't. I don't really know why. The only issue I've seen, oh, never mind. Never mind. That's not a problem. But anyway, so let's go on ahead and get into these things. I need to stop talking so much in the video beginnings. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to go on ahead and drain the oil out of this one. Once we get it running right, we'll drain the oil out of it. We'll let it run for a while to get all the shit out of it, and then we'll drain the oil in it, put new oil in it, fresh oil in it. It's got, I put fresh gas in it after I cleaned up the gas tank. Put fresh oil in it, fresh gas in it, I mean. Then we'll take it out, wash it, and go from there. This one over here, we'll figure its governor system out. We'll end up putting kill switch. I did have an idea for a kill switch on them. This over here, these 100 series and 200 series tractors have a pull-up switch for the headlights. I had thought about putting one of them on here, up here by the handlebars, to kill the motor with, or drill a hole right here and put it there. Pull it up to kill it, push it down for it to run on both tillers. I had thought about that. I don't know if it'd be a good idea or not. We'll try it out later though and see how it does. So 6 minutes of talking already. So let's go on ahead and get into these tillers. I did end up taking a look at this one. It does need a new belt. The belt in it is wore out, as you can see under there, kind of. So it does need a new belt. I would imagine this one probably does too. Still no idea what year they're from. I'm guessing this is from the early 60s, and that one might be from the mid to late 60s, I'm guessing. That's got a bigger motor on it than this one does. So, yeah, that's where we are at right now. Let's go on ahead. I think we'll go on ahead and pull that one apart. I want to check its governor and put those balls back in it. Let's go. Okay, let's go on ahead and get into this tiller. Goes. That idle's nice. It seems like it's getting too much gas also, because I remember the other day when I was running it, that's got gas down there. I don't think I should. I almost wonder if I put that carburetor together wrong the other day. But you could see it idled. It wants to idle, but for whatever reason, it's just staying open like that. Instead of, I noticed also, it's blowing all the air this way. Whether that's it should be going all the way around. Whether that's a designer flaw or something I did, I just don't know. But as you can see, it's idled down now. Now when I put the cover on it, it's going to sit on there. So I think if I take my tin snips and I cut this little bit out right here, I don't know if that's a designer flaw or that's something I did, but it just seems, I almost wonder if it's just getting too much fuel. That might, although you heard it idled great. So, but no, it's not the points. Let me go on ahead and I will what do I want to do? Let me go on ahead and I'll grab my tin snips and I'll cut that, a little bit of that piece on there. We might do the same thing with the other rototiller and see if we can get it to run any better. Went in there with the tin snips and I cut the piece of that cover like I said, but now for whatever reason this is sticking. You got to throttle it up, and I'm watching that, and then you throttle it down, and now it doesn't want to throttle, it stays all the way open. And I'm thinking the spring might be getting in the way. Sure as hell seems like it is. So I'm trying to maneuver it a little bit, try to keep it out of the way, because it just, oh shit. Well, we broke it. Oops. So let's go on ahead. That is full throttle there, this is not. This here is idle. I'm thinking if we run it all the way out here, but then that's open all the way. So we'd have to have it right here at this. We can bend it, maneuver it, can't we? Let me grab it real fast. Went over there and grabbed a pair of pliers. Let's see if we can get this to want to cooperate a little bit. There we go. Okay, we may just end up needing a whole new spring, because this one just doesn't seem quite thrilled to be messed with. There we go, right there. Put a little bend in it. There we go, that's how I want it. Then, now it's still in the way. Oh, I see. That came out of there. Almost. Well, it's still going to be in the way. I wish that there was a way to make it actually straight a certain way. There we go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to straighten it out. We're going to hook it up to this point right here and see if we can get it to throttle upright. Just this is kind of risky, but I think that as long as it doesn't hit on that air cleaner, that's down all the way, and then this here is, we'd want it to go about that far. Correction, we want it right about here, so let's pull it out. A couple more things. Now keep in mind, we do want to be able to throttle it up. Right now I'm just kind of wanting to make sure it'll throttle down so that I can, so it's still, there we go, right there. So then, throttle up and down. Now, whether the governor is going to work that way or not, I don't know. Doubt it. So we're going to want to straighten this out. So let's get this out of here. That's the bad thing about this spring, is it's so wore out that there we go. That's your spring right there. Let me take it over here to the vise real quick. We'll put it in there and we'll crush this down and see if we can straighten it out a little. Went over to the vise and I got most of the curviness out of it. I tried to at least. We're going to go on ahead and see now if it'll decide it wants to work. I'm going to bend this back over like that. Then we're going to put it up here. Now, assuming we did it right, no, it ain't gonna, well, that and this set off, so we gotta put it back. We gotta put this back on there because it decided it wanted to come off. So, let's see. See if we can get that on there. There we go. Okay, so now that's on there. Needs to go about to here. So we got to get this much into there. This is just going to look rough. It already does. It doesn't even idle. There we go. Look at that. Not. Okay, so need to find a way to get it. I think we screwed this spring up a lot. That's idle. That should be idle. And that should touch. But it doesn't. There we go. Okay, let's try. This is idle. It just jumps right up to full throttle like that. Let's. Do we dare try starting it? Let's try starting it. It's all the way down in idle. Hopefully it'll. Spark plug thing came off. I got to do something about that. So, okay. As we saw it started, it just really starts rough. I need to figure out why it's starting so rough. That and we need to fix this without breaking it. It's already starting to crack, which is not good. So, there we go. That broke. So, now we got to find a way. Actually, on second thought, hell, I didn't think of this before. Or is this gonna bust too? Let's see if we can get that to work. I doubt it, but it's worth a go. Look at that. It actually I'll be damned. It actually went on there, but no, it didn't. Okay, well, I've still got a lot of time to it. We could. I liked how tight it went on there, though. That was nice, but it just doesn't hold it on there. Is the thing, and it has to be able to hold it on there to work. What we may end up doing is this top comes off if this is that style screwdriver. This style, I don't know why I said screwdriver, spark plug, which I don't think it is, so no, the top doesn't come off. What we could have done was took the top off, wrapped it around that little threaded piece, we'd have gotten it to work. But this doesn't have that style plug. Well, we could find out, but if we break this plug, we're in deep shit. We're already in deep shit. We gotta find a replacement for that. What we could do, put a newer, I got an idea. The tin snips, here they are. Let's see what this has underneath of it. This is already cut. We might as well just go on ahead and do what we were gonna do. Cut this little snip out of it, and then, yeah, it does. Look at that. Here's what I'm thinking. Since we know it has that in there, what we could do is, if this will ever come off here, is, look at that. This does. So, what we could do is pull this off of here and put it on there. There we go. That goes onto the plug, and then all we need to do now is get this. So it looks right there, it bends. So we'd have to get a flathead screwdriver and bend that. We do that. I guess once we get this hooked up and ready, we'll get that one hooked up and going. We gotta hook a kill switch up still. That's up next, for anybody wondering. We are gonna be doing that, that is next. So let me get this back on there and then we will go and get back at it. Okay, so now we have that on there. Let's go on ahead and see if it'll start up or not. And since we fixed that, this needs to be cleaned up a little bit, and then hopefully once it gets cleaned up it should be able to run. We ended up adjusting, the camera seemed to have died, I don't know how long it was out, but we ended up adjusting the carburetor on it, got it running right. It still starts kind of rough, but I think it might be getting too much fuel. Not quite sure how, but we'll find out. Take it outside and let it run for a while, then we'll bring it back in and we'll have to clean it up, get the oil out of it, figure out how to get the oil out of it, and then we'll be back. I'm gonna go real quick, we'll put it outside and we'll let it run for a while, then come back in and work on the next one. Okay, so we have that tiller outside running. Took it out there to run it. We're going to drain the oil once it comes back. So, like I said earlier, we cleaned the carburetor on this yesterday, as you guys remember. And I brought it back in. I put the carburetor back on it. Haven't tried running it yet. So we're going to go on ahead and see if it'll start up or not. I'm thinking it should. I can't really think of anything else. So, let's go on ahead and try starting it up, see how it runs. And yeah. We are going to end up pulling the front off of it because I do want to check that governor setup. I think it has the same governor if I'm correct. Oh, it's not even hooked up. So we're going to have to pull that cover off anyway. So let's just pull the cover off of it and see how it looks. If I'm right, it's a 10mm wrench like earlier. So let's go on ahead. I'll move you guys over here so we can work on it. Let's go on ahead and get this off here. You guys had the best view of it. There you go, right there. You guys had the best view of it, so let's go on ahead. So then this pull, okay. This pulls on that, causing this to go back, and then this, the way this works, That's down. That's idle. That's idle right there, okay? So, this spring, this is the arm that makes the motor throttle up. This goes up. That's full throttle. So, this is full throttle right here, okay? And then this, the wind blows on this. This is fighting the spring. So they're at war, okay? This is full throttle. This is idle. That's full idle. Okay, so we want this, I would say we want it right there where it is. So then where does this hook up to? Is what I'm now wondering. Looks like we might be missing a pole. And I'm thinking, quite possibly it goes here. Maybe. And then this touches it, kills it, right? Am I right or am I wrong? Well, maybe. And then throttle it down. The window will be blowing on it, so it will throttle down. But I am going to bring this down some just to be sure that we have it far enough. We'll hold this so it doesn't go anywhere. And let's see. Let's throttle down. No. So this still needs to go down in here. That's down as far as it wants to go. So okay. That's where we want it. Let's tighten that up. That's fine. Okay, so bring this up. You can see it wants to throttle up. That's down. That's idle. Yep. Alright. So we're going to bring this up until it starts pulling on this. We want it there. Okay. So we're going to start. We're going to bring this up. Just shoot. Come on, man. It's already starting to pull on it, so I think right there might be our spot. Yeah, the wind's going to be blowing on it right there, so that's probably where we want it. Then it's going to fight it. Like I said, it'll sit there and fight it, so hopefully, if all of it's hooked up right, might need to oil that. Yeah. That just keeps going around. I think it should be okay. So, let's go on ahead. We'll put the front cover back on it and we'll see if we have throttle. And also, I'm going to cut. This one's a pain in the ass to get out, so I'm just going to cut it so it just slides in. Where is that? Well, we're going to put this in its spot, and then once it's in its spot, we'll thread it in. I like that because that just makes it so much easier to get in there. Pull this out completely, I guess. Another problem though is I may have to mess with the thing again because now that's out the way, which is a good thing. Okay. That's the thing I don't like about this is the fact that that's the nice thing about that other tiller. Okay, so we got her all put back together. The camera died on me while I was working on it, so not sure how much we got, but I'm just going to recap what we did. We pulled the front of the motor off. This right here, we pulled that off, and we looked at the governor linkage. We hooked the governor up to this. This is idle. This is full throttle like I had thought. There's the kill wire, and then there's a spring in there. We adjusted it so it had no tension on the spring at idle, and then at full throttle it had as much tension on it as we could get. So it's basically the same thing as the other tiller, just not as long of a spring or wore out. So let's go on ahead, let's try it, how it is, and we will see if it will run or not. I don't know if we need to choke it at all or not, and I'm not thinking we will. Choke it a little bit. Ready? Let's see if it'll go. We may have to adjust it too. Cool. Okay, so let me grab my screwdriver. We'll put this in all the way and then we will adjust it real quick. Let's try 1.5, see if it'll do it. Ready? Sure is idling a lot better. It is idling kind of low. That could be it too. We'll tighten that up just a hair. Close that. That is throttled down all the way at stop. That could be it. There we go. Think it'll throttle? I would say it's doing a hell of a lot better. Let's take it out back and try tilling a little bit. Okay, let's go on ahead and pull these bolts. I already pulled this one out to make sure that it was the one that I needed, which it is. Actually, not very hard to pull off here, surprisingly, for how old the thing is and how long I'd imagine they've been on there. I hate to think of how long they've been on there. I'm surprised they're coming off as easy as they are. Now here we find out it's tack welded together and we can't do much else with it. Ready? It's already, there we go, it's already not starting to come apart. Let's see. Cool, look at that. So we need a way to hold that up in there. But we still got this bottom piece we could do something with. So then we'll go in and we'll put the bolts back on and we'll drill a hole in this. We gotta find a way to hold the cable in there though. Actually, it seems to hold itself okay, so we might be able to get away with it like that. So just go ahead and start putting these back on. Okay, so we've got our kill switch wired up. Let's go on ahead and see if it'll kill it or not. I just went ahead and did it because I knew you guys probably didn't want to sit there and watch it. You already watched me do the other one. So let's go on ahead. We'll pull it over. We'll see if it starts, then we'll try killing it. All right, ready? That switch doesn't seem to want to come up. Oh, I see what the deal is. That right there. So we got to pull this. I got to pull that back off there real quick and get rid of that. So I will be right back. Tell you what, I'm actually kind of surprised it fired over first pull. By fixing this, let's go on ahead and try starting it up. We'll run the tiller a little bit to see if it bogs. Ready? I think I spoke too soon. You gotta remember too, it does have old gas in it. Not old, but is it lost spark? Here. All right. Ready? Oh. There we go. I forgot it was not auto choke. Doesn't run half bad. I'd say it does pretty good. Needed to be choked, but I think we might keep this one. Maybe. We might keep it around. You never know. We'll have to see though. Yeah, let's take a look at this filter. Check this filter. I ended up taking the air filter off the other tiller and throwing it on. The reason behind that is because the filter that was in here previously, it was all decomposed and it was decomposed and it was liquid. It was turning into liquid. You can see it still stuck to this. See, this just breaks right apart in my hand. It's all liquid. So that was pretty yummy for the tractor probably. So let's go on ahead and try and start it, see how it runs with the filter on it now. And then we'll take it out, I guess, and find somewhere to till. Ready? Forget. Kill switch? Yep, kill. Okay. Help if the switch was on. There we go. Alright, let me go find a spot real quick. Let's go on ahead and try it out and see how it does. It's idling pretty good. We'll start off in idle. We started it off in idle. Let's go on ahead, we'll go up. It actually didn't put up a pretty good fight. Let's try her again, ready? I think we can go on ahead and call that a win. We're going to go on ahead and let this tiller warm up, and then we'll do an oil change on it here quick. Okay, let's go on ahead and change the oil. Let me grab a cup or something to hold the oil that's in there right now. This is probably the first oil change this machine has ever had, so you never know when it comes to these old tillers. I've seen them to be pretty interesting. Yeah, you can tell. That's stuck. Let me grab a crescent wrench real quick. I didn't think it'd be that stuck. Okay, ran in there and grabbed a crescent wrench. Let's go on ahead and try this. Ready? Put on there, or do a little bit smaller. Ready? Is he gonna turn or? Jesus Christ. Okay, it appears we're gonna have some fun with this. Try and keep it from going everywhere. Wish I had a funnel I could put on her. Ready? How bad's the oil? Start guessing. Yuck. That's disgusting. We'll let that drain for a little while until she runs out. Open the, well, yeah. We'll open this up too, just to try and help as much as we can. That's wanting to go everywhere now. I think we got all of it now. Nope, we don't. Can't get it. Need a oil pan or something we could put down on the floor. I thought I had one. I'm trying to think of a way to do this without getting oil everywhere on the floor. Oh well, I guess. This isn't really going to be going anywhere. It's just going to be stuck in a bucket and saved for later. What do you think? Should we put a white paper towel down and just wipe it off the floor? I think that's what we may end up doing. Well, I want to get all of it out as much as I can, so like this. Make sure we got all of it out of there. That's probably about all of it. Okay. Grab some rags and we'll get that off the floor here quick. Yuck. One way to tell if your engine has wore out or something's wrong with it is look for metal in your oil. I'm looking at my oil right now. Just take a flashlight and look at it. You can see if there's no metal in it, that means you got a good motor. I don't see any metal in this, which is surprising because that is the original oil that it came with in the factory, so I would say this is a good motor. Okay, so let's go ahead and put some new oil in here. I'm going to be using 10W30. I have never had any issues with using that in one of these old small engines. 10W30 is actually what I use in the tractors. This is 5W30, never mind. I'm using 5W30. I don't know why I thought it was 10W30. Okay, let's get this out of here. We gotta wash this nasty, nasty killer. There we go. Let me stick a screwdriver in there and we'll see. Now I think on this, if it goes right up to the top, that means it's full. Yeah, there ain't no oil in there right now. Okay, so let's go on ahead and we'll fill this. I don't know if I want to use the funnel or if I just want to do it this way. I think this way might be the best way of doing it, just dumping it right in. Although, you gotta be careful. Yeah, we're gonna use a funnel. Okay. Make sure there's nothing in your funnel before you do this. Get every bit of crap off of it that's on it, because if you don't, and that gets in your motor, it's gonna short-term death. Well, let's see if we can do it like this, because I don't really want to use the funnel. Yeah. Ready? I don't want to overfill it. That's probably about enough right there. Started coming up yet? Can't tell. Oh, I can see it. Put a little bit more in there, not a lot, but just about enough to. There we go. That's enough. That should be about full. Let's go ahead and check. Yeah, right up to that. If it's right up to this, that means it's full. I'm going to put a little bit more in it. Just that's about enough. I don't want to put too much in there because if you do, it'll ruin your motor, believe it or not. So once you start seeing it, I can see it in there, but it is still kind of low. Put a little bit more in there. Give it a helpful dose. We get it? No, still ain't full. I don't know how many quarts this thing holds, but it's half. These small engines don't hold much. So once this stops going down, that'll tell me that it's full. Trying not to waste any. Okay, it's in the tube. I would say we should be okay. Just put a little bit, nah, it's fine. So, okay, it's right up in the tube. That's what you want once it's on the threads. That should tell you that it's full. Let me go on ahead and set that back in there so it'll drain whatever oil's in there. Where's that cap at? Where did I set that cap? For the oil at? Can't be complete without misplacing and losing everything, right? Let me see. I didn't put it over here, did I? There it is right there. I see it. Okay. So, we'll go on ahead and we'll clean this off quick. Get all the shit out of it and then we'll put it back. And there we go. Hopefully now, should be a little bit happier. So, let's go on ahead and try starting it. We'll pull it outside, we'll start it up and let that new oil sloosh around and see how it does. Okay, hopefully this thing doesn't burn oil. I'm hoping. I don't know if it does or not, but I'm hoping. There's gas right there. Ready? Switch it on. I'm wondering if we have it down too low to run. I adjusted the idle, but ready? We may have it down too low. Let's try it. That's on. Okay. Yeah, the gas is it? No, it doesn't. It's all out of gas. Alright. Let me go on ahead real quick and I'll go get some gas for it. Filled that up with gas. Let's go on ahead and try it out and see how it does. I'm going to move it back just a hair. Hopefully. It'll want to start. Ready? Almost. Cool. We'll park it outside and let it run for a little while. Get that new oil in it and that new gas.